What's up, Broadway and beyond? We are live at 5 here at Broadway.com. It's Monday, November 4th. I'm Paul Wontorek.
And I'm Beth Stevens.
And we're joined by Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
No jazz hands. I gauge your mood by whether or not you give jazz hands.
Well,
It's Monday. It's Monday.
Hey Beth, Michael Longoria is here today. Who has offended his third full CD, I believe. It's a fantastic new CD, and of course the Midtown Men still going strong. Lots
He's
to
a
talk
Midtown
about.
man.
But first, let's do today's top 5.
this sweet as pie pairing is getting back together across the pond.
I did not see this coming, but it's good news. Sarah Bareilles and Gavin Creel will reunite in London's Waitress. They did it on Broadway. Now they're going across the pond. Of course, Gavin Creel is hailed over there because he is an Olivier winner for The Book of Mormon. And Sarah Bareilles will be making her West End debut. This will happen on January 27th through March 7th at the Adelphi Theater. And Lucy Jones and David Hunter, who played those roles, will be back in those roles on March 9th.
So they're just sending them off for a vacation?
Yeah,
They get
that's
like
right.
a 6-week
A
vacation?
limited run. They're going to have to do a little work,
Right.
you know. But yes, that's exciting.
Yeah.
It's
they're all
awesome.
awesome
Of course,
together.
Waitress.
And friends. They're like really good friends.
They're really good friends, so they're going to have a great time. Of course, Waitress on Broadway will close on January 5th.
Ooh, Beth, they don't keep reminding
I
them.
just
They
want to
all-
let you know that after it closes, you can go to
Oh,
London.
okay. Just go to London.
Oh, that's good. Just book a trip, book a flight. Yes, and you guys ought to know this date to save on your calendars because that's when we're getting this cast
is
album.
shocking news. They recorded an original cast album for Jagged Little Pill.
What?
That's what
Whoa.
happens. That's not shocking. I'm being sarcastic. But we know the information now. So Atlantic Records is making it, and it's coming out December 6th. Of course, the musical just started previews on Saturday night on Broadway, and it is inspired by Alanis Morissette's original Jagged Little Pill album, and it has a lot of the songs you know and love from that album and some other Alanis Morissette, and a couple new songs, actually, as well. The musical is directed by Dan Paulus. So the opening is on December 5th. So it just started previews. It's previewing all month. It opens December 5th. So you can go to the opening if you're lucky enough. And the next day, you can listen to the album all day because it comes out on December 6th. There's just so much to say about Jagged Little Pill. We're going to be talking about it a lot here at Broadway.com. This is the vital
And we
information.
have a new vlogger from
Right now, yes, and I was going to mention
Yes.
that Catherine Gallagher is our new vlogger. And what's it called? Jagged Little Thrill?
Yes, it is.
Love it.
So yeah, there's a lot of Jagged to come.
And 2019 seems to be the year of site-specific shows, and I have no complaints.
Especially when Tony winner Alice Ripley is starring in a site-specific show.
In a maternity ward?
No. She's staying, but that would be amazing. No, it's in a loft in Midtown Manhattan. Alice Ripley is appearing in Baby.
Baby, that's why I said my
That's why you said
I
that.
said my joke too early.
You said your joke to her. It's okay. This is Malfi and
How is
Sheer.
a loft site specific to the show? It's not,
I
we
never
don't
saw
know.
Baby. You tell me.
Well, it's about a bunch of New Yorkers,
There you go.
about women having babies.
There you go.
And three-
I don't think it's at a theater. It's at a loft.
I love this musical, by the way. It's
I
Malfi
know
and
people
Shire.
love this.
It's
People
from like
love
25
this.
years ago.
It's from
The original
1984.
cast album is fantastic. Yep.
That's right. She's playing expectant mother Arlene.
Yeah, sisters.
Tell
I'm
me.
sorry.
Tell
No,
me.
I'm sorry. I'm a little
Calloway, tell me
There's
everything.
3 different ages. She's the oldest of the 3 couples.
Okay.
That are experiencing. And
Played by Beth Fowler in the original.
I think she was surprised she gets pregnant. I think it's kind of like, oh my God, we have another one coming. It's so good. The music is so good.
This production company is Out of the Box Theatrics, and Alice did Pink Unicorn
Yes.
with them earlier this
Right.
year. So
I hear Pink Unicorn might be coming back again
That
too.
would be amazing.
Had 2 runs already, but there might be. Yeah.
she just takes risks. I
Love
love
it.
her.
And I saw her
Love
Norma Desmond, so I'm
You've
the
seen her
lucky one.
everything. You've seen her in everything.
I'm obsessed.
We love her.
So anyway,
I'll
let
be
me
in
give
the
you
loft.
that. It's
I'll be in the
December
loft.
6th through December 14th, and it is directed and choreographed by Ethan Paulini.
Wait, that's only like a week. Okay, we got to
Soon.
get our
It's
tickets.
Soon, yes.
Very soon. Yes, and congratulations are in order for all of these shortlisted nominees.
Beth,
Yes,
you lived in
well,
London for a while.
I did.
Will you explain this shortlisting
I don't
thing?
get-
Is this like when you and I make lists before the Tony Awards and we say,
But we don't publish
these are
them.
the 10 possible people that are going to get Tony nominated? Is that what this is?
It's like a nomination. It's like a
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a nomination. I'm
So
going
it's
to call it
legit.
But
nomination.
it's not called a nomination. It's called a shortlist.
Beth, what
It's
is
a
that?
long
I
list
was
and
writing
there's
it
a
and I was
shortlist.
like, I don't know.
If you're shortlisted, that's good. You get
Okay,
shortlisted
anyway,
for the Pulitzer,
so
right?
they shortlisted people for the 2019 Evening Standard Awards, which is a fancy theater award over in London. And Broadway favorites like Dame Maggie Smith, Tom Hiddleston, and K. Todd Freeman are shortlisted, not nominated, shortlisted. And Bruce Norris's Downstate leads the shortlist with 4 nods across 3 categories. And also Come From Away was shortlisted.
Are you going to keep saying short?
Yes, because I'm trying to differentiate. It's
Not a
annoying.
long list, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a long list, why is it called a
Not
short
a long
list?
list.
It's not a
No.
long list.
Yes. I will
Short.
say
How
down.
many people in each category?
I don't know.
Like 4 or 5.
Few.
But
a
there's
few.
only like 6 categories so far.
This is, this is an award given out by a newspaper. This isn't,
Go on the site.
this isn't the Olivier
Doesn't
Award.
sound that short. Anyway, Linada Just Sweat was shortlisted. The direction by Jamie Lloyd of Betrayal, which is not, that's what Tom Hiddleston is nominated for, shortlisted for. Marianne Elliott for directing. Yeah, anyway.
They do it differently over there.
And then the winners, so all the people who are shortlisted,
Yes, Paul.
go on November 24th to a ceremony at the London Coliseum, and then,
They announce the winners.
oh, so they call it winners.
Yeah, and they get their little
I
trophy.
thought maybe they'd call it something. I thought they would
I
call
don't know,
it
I've
The
never been-
Chosen. The Chosen.
Anyway,
Anyway.
Downstate sounds
Congrats
fabulous.
to all the shortlisted. Doesn't it feel good to be
I'm-
shortlisted? It's an honor just to be shortlisted.
Someone please count how many times he said the word shortlisted.
Shortlisted.
No.
Please.
Oh my gosh. And yes, and the search for Roxy is continuing, and we have your top 10 semi-finalists.
This is big news.
Are they all here?
Surprise!
Yeah, they're gonna dance for us.
Bunch out of nowhere.
Coming in.
All right, I'm gonna go through them. The top 10.
So you have,
possible
by the way,
Roxy Hearts.
voting is now. You can,
Yes.
You are gonna pick the top 3. Is that
So
correct?
Charlotte
Correct.
Demoise and the casting office chose these top 10
Okay.
finalists. And now you can go on the website on chicagomusical.com and you can watch
The
all
auditions.
10 of these women. They do the monologue, Roxy monologue. They sing Roxy and they dance.
The Hot Honey
So you
Rat.
can watch
Triple
them all and you
threat.
decide who should be on Broadway.
Do you want to know their names?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna mispronounce, and I apologize in
No, they're
advance.
pretty easy.
They're good.
Kaylee
You could do it.
Albritton.
She knows how to say everything.
Gail Bennett, Emily Britt, correct me if I'm wrong, Madeline
No.
Corliss, Kate Gulata, Megan Meyer, Emma Pittman, Bailey Rose. Now Bailey Hanks won Legally Blonde. I'm just saying, just Bailey might have an edge. Ginny Swanson and Khalifa White.
You did well.
Voting ends on November 8th.
So what happens is you vote, and then the top 3 become the finalists. They all win a trip to New York City. Maybe they'll stop by here. They'll
Maybe.
have a great New York moment. And then they have an actual audition in front of
person.
celebrity judges. And then the winner gets to be Roxy in Chicago on
Like,
Broadway,
really?
right next door.
Just that easy.
And she'll definitely be here.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, there you
Is
go.
that it?
That's it.
Oh, okay. Also, Kill a Mockingbird. So the cast yesterday,
Right.
they did their final bow, the original company, and now the new company starts tomorrow, led by Ed Harris. Very exciting.
Love that.
What else is on to say? Oh, Lois Smith. Lois Smith
Celebrating
had
her
her
birthday.
89th birthday, and she's starring on Broadway in the hottest new show. So, I mean,
With all those men.
yeah, she's the only woman in the cast.
That's right.
She only has one. Emilio took pictures in her dressing room, which is kind of empty except for an enormous Star Trooper photograph from Star Wars. Do we know the story behind this?
I have no idea. The picture's just so funny.
She just has one enormous
It's
Star
giant.
Wars picture, which I love.
Bigger than her.
I love that.
Who's the London Q&A?
Josh Peterman, who plays the Phantom in The Phantom of the Opera, and
okay.
he's making his debut, which is unusual. This is the first time he's doing it. Is in the West End.
Yeah.
He's very excited. He said he screamed like a soprano when he found out he got the
Saw
role.
that. That was the headline.
That was the
Hey,
headline.
Caitlin, what did Elaine Page talk about in Elaine Page on Sunday yesterday?
Elaine Page talked all about Gene Kelly, and he's like one of my faves. So that's all he did. We listened to his tunes, his songs, plus, Broadway.
Plus Broadway.
Plus
Always Broadway.
Okay, Beth, thank
Michael
you
Longoria is
so
here. I'm gonna
much.
get out of here.
It's officially cold because Beth's starting to do that scarf look. That's
It was cold today.
love
It's
it.
becoming wintry and it's dark out.
It's very dark.
Thank you so much, Beth.
Thank you.
Hey, Caitlin, tell everyone about today's guest.
Yes. Guys, we have Michael Longoria here with us in the studio today to talk all about his album that he just released called Like They Do in the Movies, where he sings songs as you guessed it, from the movies. This is his third solo album in like the past 2 years. He's been a busy guy. You guys may know him from when he was on Broadway in Jersey Boys and Hairspray. We're going to talk all about his new album, The Midtown Men. Make sure you follow him on social media at Michael Longoria Sings. Leave all of your questions in the comments below, and please welcome Michael and Paul.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Hey, how's it going?
Michael Longoria sings, Michael Longoria acts, Michael Longoria dances, Michael Longoria serves fashion. I like the blazer.
Yes, I'm a triple threat.
It's good.
Oh my gosh, I was gonna say, can I be added to the short list for Roxy? I mean,
Well, did you
100%.
gender bending
submit an
casting?
audition
I mean,
tape?
oh, is that what you had to do?
Yeah.
Where's my manager?
There was a process. There was a process to this,
Okay,
Michael.
there you go.
So congratulations
Thank you.
on
Oh
your
my gosh.
latest work of art.
Yes.
This has become a thing. You have like a recording career.
Yeah.
Like you just
Oh my
keep
gosh.
making these albums now.
I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity, originally to do the first one, which is Broadway Brick by Brick with Broadway
Yep.
Records, and that kind of opened the door to that kind of thing. But when I did The View Upstairs off Broadway,
Yeah.
and we recorded the original soundtrack, and
Cast
Michael,
album.
Yeah. Oh, I call it
If it was
soundtrack.
once it's a movie, it'll be a soundtrack.
Well, that's why I'm on soundtrack because of the movie album. That's
Oh,
why. Okay,
yeah,
so the original cast album,
Yes.
where I played Aurora Borealis, the drag queen, and the guy who recorded it, produced it, was Michael Kreuter. And I just had such a great experience in the recording studio that when I wanted to do these albums, I went back to Broadway Records and I said, we have to ask Michael Kreuter if he'll do it.
Cool.
And he did. So that's what birthed
So
all these.
what's that collaboration like?
It's
Like-
just great. I mean, he's also a drummer. He drums for Cheetah Rivera. I don't know if you know that.
Nice.
But he's also a producer in the studio, and he's just a great person to work with. He gives me a lot of freedom. A lot of times I go to the studio when I do this. It's just me and an engineer, and I'll be in there in the darkness, and I'll just be pouring out my heart. And then Michael Kreuter will get it later on, and he'll do what he does, his editing and all that stuff. His magic, and then it all comes together at the end.
Nice. Well, it's good to have a good collaborator that you trust,
Yeah.
and then they actually make everything better, right? When you
Yeah,
have like, the great
absolutely.
back and forth.
He also is really good about adding instruments or you
Yeah.
know who to hire and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, of course.
You need those kind of people in your life.
So your first album was very Broadway.
Yes.
And then your second one, what's the second one's title?
Merry Christmas, darling.
Say it with emotion.
Merry Christmas, darling. No, I don't know.
Merry Christmas, darling.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
darling.
Christmas, darling.
There's so many ways you can do this.
So you did that's obviously a holiday album.
Yes, well, but on that one, I wanted to go specifically '60s theme
Yeah.
with just the band arrangements with it. Some of them are not all in the '60s. I did 2 Mariah Carey songs. I know, daring, but she's one of my favorite artists.
Did you see her new Christmas commercial?
Yes,
Isn't it
of
amazing?
course.
Wait,
And I
what's
was
the name?
like-
What's the brand? It's like
I
those
don't know.
chips.
I was like, all those angles though. I was like, how does she get those angles? And she looks like she has like no waist at all. I'm like, oh, I gotta learn that. But seriously, she looks amazing, right? And that song is forever. That song's on my Merry Christmas, Darling
Yeah, of
album.
course.
Of course.
That song. It's like
That
the official
song,
Christmas
the song. Yeah.
Yeah. So why a movie album? I mean, this is like so
Okay.
you have different themes. People
Yeah,
have done
different themes.
movie albums before.
Yeah,
But
and
this
this
is
one is-
how'd you land on this?
Okay, so when I was recording Merry Christmas, Darling, that's gonna sound so like wrong, but so when I was doing Merry Christmas, Darling, there was a song that I wanted to record called "It Must Have Been Love, But It's Over Now." And the reason I wanted to record on the Christmas album was that I discovered that it was originally a Christmas breakup song, and there was one lyric in it that says something about leave the winter on the ground. It's talking about the winter and all that stuff. And originally there was an actual lyric that said Christmas. So they changed Christmas to winter,
Okay.
and then it became just a generic winter song.
interesting.
And I was like, wow, that's interesting. And I'm just kind of drawn to like tragic love songs anyway. So I was like, this has to go on
Who
the
is that?
Christmas album.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a little too tragic for the Christmas album. So after I released Merry Christmas, Darling, that song kept lingering in my head, and the pre-arrangement that I'd made for it. So I was just like, I have to do something with this song. Then I discovered, obviously, that it was on the Pretty Woman soundtrack. And I was like, okay, well, maybe there's something there. Like, maybe I can go to all love songs from these movies that kind of meant something to me in my childhood and meant something to people out there, and make my own version of it. And that's what I did, like
Well,
they do in
and
the movies.
These are all of like my favorite songs. I mean, you do like really great songs.
Thank you. Oh, I definitely am. My friend told me you're super ambitious. I was like, I didn't realize, but when I did this show live, I was like, wow, these are really big songs.
Yeah, to do them all in a night.
Big songs. Yeah.
Were any of them from some of these songs? came before you, before your time.
Yeah.
Do any of these songs actually like you? Did you have a connection from like growing up? Was there
Yeah.
anything like that you really were like, oh my god, that song means.
Well, okay, so Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now from the movie Mannequin.
Sure.
Obviously, you know, it's become like kind of this like fun anthem to sing at parties, but
Where's
when
the
you,
Mannequin musical, by the way?
gosh,
I'm
I know,
sorry.
wouldn't that be
Go ahead.
awesome?
Yes,
Oh
yes.
goodness.
Go ahead.
But okay, so when you hear that song, there's just so much joy in it.
Yeah.
But you actually listen to the words of it, and there's so much devotion in it. And I just think that to hear those words and to actually say those words in a song or just in general
Yeah.
is really good for your soul. And to hear them, so I just kept hearing it and loving it, and I knew that had to be on the album because I grew up with that song. Mannequin was such a cool movie. And what was that character's name? L.A. Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Loved Hollywood. Hollywood is my favorite. My favorite character.
But you're also doing like big. You're right, big songs.
Celine Dion. Yeah.
Like
Whitney
you're doing
Houston.
The Rose.
Bette
You're
Midler.
doing I Will Always Love You. I mean, you're
These are all women. I Will Always Love You. And I was originally I was a little afraid to do I Will Always Love You and My Heart Will Go On from
Yeah.
Titanic, because of the Celine and the Whitney stamps.
Yeah.
And I was like, how am I going to make this my own? And how am I going to not try to emulate what they do
Yeah.
because they're so awesome. But then when I kind of like applied it to my own life and realized, oh wait, this is about a breakup. This is about a loss. And at the time that I was recording it, I was going through that kind of real life drama and scenario. So I just kind of said, well, let me just apply it to myself. And these words are my words and my life. And all of a sudden, the song became about me. And that's what I really is the goal for all these songs is that when you're listening to them, the familiarity of them, you're going to know the words right off the bat. So you're going to get lost in the song right away. And I want you to hopefully make these words your words and go on this little journey of this album with me and feel these songs because there's so many feelings in them. And I feel like you need to kind of cathartically let yourself go there.
You're right. Once you get the vision out of your head of the original singer and the
Yeah.
music video or the movie or
Sure.
the moments, like I guess you just kind of like take it as a piece of music and
Yeah, and
make
you hear
your
it
own.
differently. You definitely hear it.
Yeah.
You hear it deeper, and all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, because all of a sudden you're no longer impressed by the commercialism of the Whitney song. You're like back to the bare bones of what Dolly Parton wrote,
Right.
and, with that guitar, and like
Right.
whoa,
Right.
it's very deep songs, deep feelings, and just truth.
Yeah. You're a fantastic singer.
Thank you.
So it feels like you wouldn't have very many like like it's not like you have to like work around your voice. You can kind of sing. It seems to me like any song
I love that
because
that's
you're
the
doing these really big, and it's not just like it only works on the album. He can sing them live too.
No, well, I'm not gonna want. No, yeah.
So,
A lot of
so
vocalists.
how do you actually like? I mean, how you can kind of like just do it all. So
Well-
how do you choose? It's just what you have
Oh.
connections to, or
Yeah, well, when I was researching all these songs, started in the '60s and I went on till now, and I was just
because you're linked to the '60s.
yeah, because of Jersey Boys and Frankie
Midtown
Valley
Men.
and the Midtown Men,
Yeah.
and I'm just kind of like in there in that era, and I just started to listen to the most popular songs of those movies and those eras, and I only stopped and wrote the titles of songs that made me feel something like well up in tears or like a deep feeling of loss or emotion, and it was also happy tears too. Like if something made me feel really happy,
Yeah.
like Wind Beneath My Wings is on this album from Peaches.
Yeah.
Bette Midler sang it obviously, but when you hear it, it's like my version is a little different. I start with vocals instead of the traditional
Yeah.
'90s sound, but it's more. I just wanted it to kind of be like an inner emotional journey for
Yeah.
whoever listens to it.
Yeah.
Because these songs are like they go there.
Yeah, I like how you make everything sound like your own. I mean, that's really cool.
Thanks.
And it's
Yeah.
really different sounds.
Well, I mean, I think it comes from growing up singing mariachi music in Los Angeles, and then kind of mixing that with the Broadway thing and with Mariah Carey. And also, what's funny? Alice Ripley and Emily Skinner were a huge influence on me because I listened to Death, the show.
Yeah, same.
Album, and like a lot of their isms, their emotion, their ways, they did definitely influence me a lot. So it's interesting that you're talking about Alice. I love her. Alice, call me. But yeah, she's awesome.
So what does your hair look like when you get up? You have great hair.
Oh, this is very conditioned at the moment.
No, I know. But what's
That's
the
why he's
before?
asking. Well, it's it's funny. Like I'll do it like this, and then within the hour it starts to rise. As it dries, it rises and rises.
Well, especially in the humidity, I'm
Oh my
sure. But now
gosh.
you're out of that.
But yeah, I'll jump in a pool and it'll look like I don't have any wet hair. It'll be like, so it's very fluffy.
Fluffy.
Yeah, people like to
You're
pet it.
kind of fluffy.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
a good
a fluffy
word.
kind of guy.
You're a fluffy kind of guy. So the
it.
Midtown Men. I want to talk about the Midtown
Yeah,
Men. How
okay,
many
so-
years are we into? For
This
the
is our 10th year
Wow.
touring since Jersey Boys. Isn't it awesome? Like,
That's so crazy. Yeah.
I don't know. I was gonna say crazy, but then I was like, no, I won't say crazy. It's crazy.
I love it.
No, it's cool. It started out as a side gig, you know,
Yeah.
like we got asked to sing at Katie Couric's 50th birthday party,
Yep.
and it was after a show of Jersey Boys, and
Mm-hmm.
you know we showed up towards the end of the party, and it was a surprise, but we had to sing other songs that weren't Jersey Boys because we were still in the show.
Yeah.
So we put up together, you know, maybe 5 songs of other groups, the competition, and that kind of was the birth of the Midtown Men. And you know, we took time apart. We took a year after Jersey Boys.
Yeah.
To do other things, but we kept getting asked to come back to do like a gala or fundraiser, this and that. And we're like, why don't we just try this?
Yeah.
So 10 years later,
Yeah, what an amazing blessing.
yeah,
for
it's
an
been
actor
awesome.
to have something that means something to you, and it's linked to something in your career.
well, I
but
think,
it's
yeah, what you were
turns
saying
into a
earlier
whole
about my
separate industry.
about making my own sound or whatever with these
Yeah.
songs, it's because a lot of it is because of the Midtown Men as well, because I've had that freedom
Mm-hmm.
for 10 years to just like explore without a producer or director saying this is how you should sing it, or you know, somebody giving me a note about it. This is literally I'm stepping on stage with my best friends and you know, singing for people that came to see us, and it's like they're coming to see me, not me play something.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting to develop my sound, and it's been basically got emotion. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I kind of like feel when I'm singing, even when it's "Be My Baby" in the Midtown Man. You know,
Yeah.
it's a love song, but I'm singing this like emotional devotion song to somebody that I love so much that you know I want them to be mine, and I wouldn't ask that to just anybody. So it's like a real. All those songs that I choose have that kind of connection, similar to the
Yeah.
album.
In the beginning, it was all about being able to hit that
Hit the high
falsetto.
notes. Well, yeah,
It
I
was all
still gotta
about
do that. Well, that's the thing. I've been able to like mix that in
Yeah.
with these other songs.
Yeah.
You know, I sing "River Deep Mountain High" sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's
Now on Broadway. Tina the
I know.
Turner
Yeah.
musical.
Oh, I saw it in London. It was
Yeah, me too.
amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was like, how did she do that?
Yeah.
But then I realized, you know, it's just because she's special. You know, special
Adrian
moments
Warren,
for people
yeah.
like that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guys, the Midtown Men, it's the
The
same
Midtown
guys.
are doing great, yeah. Daniel Riker, Christian Hoff, and J. Robert Spencer.
Amazing.
We're still going strong. We're having a good time, and we're doing a lot of.
I think you have like I looked it up. You have like 15 gigs between now and Christmas.
Yeah, we're doing
Like,
we're
you-
doing a
you
lot of
do
stuff.
A bunch of that I know about. I mean, you do private gigs.
Yeah, I
too,
mean,
and-
sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I'll get a text being like an update from Delta saying your flight is tomorrow, and I'm like, what? Where am I going? And it's like somewhere really, you know.
pack the shiny suits.
I know exactly. I know. I'm like, which suit? And of course, it's the one that was at the dry cleaners, right?
Of course.
But yeah, I'm pretty busy with that. But I'm also doing a Christmas show
Oh.
in the city,
Yeah.
December 17th.
Where's that?
It's going to be at Green Room 42, the
Nice.
hotel.
Cool.
And it's going to benefit this organization called Opening Act. Tell
me about that.
Yeah, so it's started by actors actually. One of the persons that started it, I went to college with, and it raises money for after-school programs, for theater programs for.
Right.
Specifically in NYC schools that don't have theater programs.
Yeah.
So they'll go to these schools and offer it to these underserved kids, and then these kids will have a whole year of theater programming for free, and it'll give them something to do, and it'll also open them up and teach them about theater, by
Amazing.
real cool people that are in New York City doing it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm really happy to like bring some awareness to them, and
Yeah.
and it's going to be a Christmas concert, so I'm going to do a lot of
Any
my
songs from your
Oh yeah,
Christmas
all of them
album?
are
What
going to
was
be
that
from
called again?
Merry Christmas, darling.
Thank you. That was,
that was that.
that was a line reading I was
Yes. Well, now that I'm more comfortable. No, yeah. So it's going to be a lot of songs from Merry Christmas, Darling. I'm going to sing some of the songs from like they do in the movies.
Cool.
And I don't know if I told you, I did write a song on there. The title song.
for. So that's
Kiss Me.
Kiss Me
Like they
they
do
do
in
in the
the
movies.
movies.
Yeah.
Can someone please? it's. I wrote that song to kind of like asking the question, like, is it even possible, or is it possible to have that kind of romance like all wrapped up in that one kiss?
Nice.
It's a question we all ask ourselves.
Look at you writing songs.
Yeah.
I love it.
And James Dobinson arranged it for me. He's the guy who did The View Upstairs.
Oh, cool.
So
Awesome.
another connection from
Yeah.
The View Upstairs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing. I love that. Hey, Caitlin.
Yes.
We have time for a question or two?
Yes, we totally do. Okay, so Manny wants to know that looking back, if you had told yourself when you were doing Jersey Boys that you would still be doing Midtown Men and doing these shows with all these guys, would you have believed yourself? And how does it feel to kind of look back and be like, oh my gosh, this all started with this show?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. You know, I used to joke bitterly to Daniel Reichert actually on our 6-hour car rides. I'd be like, okay, Midtown Man 2020. But this was in like 2000 or 2016.
Yeah.
And now here we are. You
Yeah.
know, and now I've reached a maturity with it and a great happiness with it, because it's a huge sacrifice to be literally on a tour and is living out of a suitcase for 10 years, and not do my real passion, which is Broadway,
Yeah.
and do theater. So it's been a huge sacrifice to do that, to step away. But it's been 10 years of developing my voice, becoming a recording artist,
Sure.
learning how to perform in front of an audience and be myself and not have an accent and hey and you know what I mean? Like it's just me and count on my voice. And it's also high pressure. It's been the biggest pressure to have to show up and deliver what they're expecting. They're
Yeah.
expecting that Frankie Valley high
Yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah.
so I've figured out a way to learn how to be able to do that. And it's a way to live. It's a way to, how to go to sleep, what to drink before the show, all that kind of stuff that I was kind of doing in Jersey Boys when I was playing Frankie Valley. I was kind of learning about it. But now being a real singer full out, like you have to know it. So I know what kind of exercises I need to do. Like if I get sick, I know the
Right.
emergencies I have to do. So that's 10 years of experience that, playing a singer on Broadway got to make me become one for
Yeah.
real, which
Yeah.
is a cool blessing that Jersey Boys gave to me.
Well, I hope there's a lot of behind the scenes drama at Midtown Men because I hope
Oh, yes,
eventually.
always.
Well, I hope eventually there can be a musical about the Midtown Men.
Oh my, that is such a good
Like
idea.
Jersey
Oh,
Boys.
don't tell the guys that. Don't tell the guys that. They'll start writing it.
Just make it up. Just make
Make
up
it
some
up.
drama. We need
Oh,
some. We need
we don't
some
have to
like.
make anything up.
Oh, okay.
We don't have to make
just,
anything
just
up.
write it all down. I think that'd be very meta.
We love each other so much, but
That'd
I
be
mean, the
so
10
meta.
years of being on the road and
Yeah.
brothers, we're 4 guys from 4 literally different ways of life, different
Yeah.
places, and but we love each other so much, and
Yeah.
it's so evident on that stage. We come together, and no matter what happens on the road, like any challenges we have, we really soar together as a group.
Yeah, but all 4 of you. I know all 4 of you. I can picture some drama.
Yeah. I
Hey,
said the blue coat, no, the red coat.
Caitlin, one more question.
Yes, we can do one more question. So Erica wants to know what has been the most surprising thing you've learned over these past 2 years of you really stepping into becoming a recording artist?
Thank you for that question. The most surprising thing that I've learned is that I trust in my own. What I was saying about the emotion stuff. Sometimes I was afraid to be vulnerable, and oh God, I'm putting myself out there, my solo stuff, and it's not Frankie Valley, what people know that I excel at. But when I really opened my heart to it, and got in that studio and literally poured out my feelings. Some of these songs, I'm literally like, because they're breakup songs. You can hear tears in there. There's real emotion. It's not acting. Is my point. It's like it's full out, true raw feelings, and that's thanks to those lyricists who wrote those amazing songs and those amazing stories. But the best thing I've learned is to trust in that truth and know that you're going to be enough, and know that when you're being that truthful, that those high notes are going to be higher, they're going to be bigger, they're going to sound more soaring because they're coming from a real place, and you're not just trying to impress anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that question.
But you are impressing people.
Thank you.
It's just as a side gig. Like they do in the movies, is on Broadway Records. This is the latest, but get the other 2 as well.
Yes,
There's
please.
a Christmas album with
Merry
a great
Christmas,
name.
darling. And Broadway Brick by Brick.
And then when is your Green Room 42
December
show?
17th.
Okay,
At
great.
9:30.
Right before Christmas. You'll
Yeah,
you'll
hasn't
have all
been
your
announced yet,
shopping
but
done
you
by
have
then?
Yes.
By the 17th?
Yeah,
Are you an early shopper?
No, I'm a very late shopper.
I'm
I
lucky
wait
if
for
I
the
start
sales.
by then.
Yeah, I wait for the sales. You have to.
Amazing. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you
in.
for having
So
me.
good to see you. Hey, Caitlin, why don't you take us out?
Yes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single weekday here on Facebook. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcast by searching for hashtag live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We talk to Preston Truman Boyd all about joining the Les Mis tour.